The life that you want is on the other side of fear. Now, men, when it comes to you achieving the goals that you want to truly achieve, whether that be now or in 10 years' time, risks are going to have to be made. Risks are going to have to be taken. But to even take risks, you need to understand the truth and you need to understand a few simple things. Because right now, your life is complete average. You're going to work, right? You're coming back from work, you're sitting on the couch with your bird, you're ordering takeaways, and that is what your years are looking like. You've become so soft and it's just not happening for you. Now, when my life changed, truly, when my life changed, it was when I was able to take risks and walk through the fear that I was feeling for trying to change my life. Now, me and my old manager at the time were driving back from a work site, and this was again a good few years ago in one of my old jobs. And at this point, I already pondered on building my business. I had the seed there, I planted it in my mind. But for a good while, nothing seemed to happen. No doors of opportunity were opening. And I remember coming back in the work van, right, and thinking, should I just join the army? Should I just sign up for the army? Now, the reason I was saying that to myself, and I pondered on that for a good few weeks, I even applied for it, is because I just wanted to get away from my problems. I wanted to run away from my town. I wanted to run away from the responsibility that I had to change my life. The army was not even something that I wanted to do. It was just something to escape and really just mask the underlying problem that was truly going on in my life. Now, I've eventually rejected that in my mind because I knew what I wanted. I wanted to build my own business. I wanted to coach men and help them achieve results. But I knew that I still had to walk through a few certain doors and face a few fears for my own growth and development. Now, eventually, as I was consistent and I was persistent with my vision and my goals and my objectives, opportunities did start to come up, right? But I had to be fearless. I had to walk through the fire. I had to really make things happen. And it's a strange thing. You cannot change your life just by sitting there. You have to go out and make things happen. You have to back yourself 100%. You have to make things happen. But risk has to be taken. Because if you're not going to take any risks or calculated risks and take action, it's out with your comfort zone, then your life's always going to be the same. Now, for me, the life that I live now, I'm constantly evolving and I'm constantly trying to push myself out my comfort zone on a daily basis. We're training relentlessly towards our goals with our boxing. We've got fights coming up, right? We are building our business. We're taking on new tasks. We're pushing ourselves into new opportunities that were not there before. And it's all because I'm putting myself out there and I believe myself fully. In the past, I struggled with belief. In fact, I struggled with belief my whole life. I grew up in a place that was highly restrictive up here. And my goal's always been to acquire freedom. Now, the freedom I'm speaking about is mental freedom. To think, to feel, to act how I want to act. Without letting anyone's judgments stop me from achieving greatness. And we are living, breathing that every single day. And there's no better feeling than that. Now, for you to again acquire happiness and peace, you do not need to achieve your goals, but you need to work towards them and see the evidence of you making the progress. Because right now, if you wake up tomorrow and you have your day mapped out, aligned with who it is that you want to be, you're getting up, you're reading, you're studying, you're going to the gym, you're walking around with a can-do attitude, a winner's mentality, and the warrior spirit within. You're learning how to fight. You are taking leadership on at your work, right? You're going after the new opportunities. Then you're living in a state of progression, and you are aligned with the man or the person that you want to be. Now, that goal might not be achieved as of yet, but you're taking action on it is going to give you the momentum and the progression and the belief that you need. Right? But that risk, it has to be taken. Because when I was sitting in that van and I was contemplating giving up, right, I had options there. I could have stayed in that job, right, and slave away there in a job that I did not like around people that were not progressing, that were just talking the same stuff every day, that were taking the easy route in life. If I decided to give up then I would not have tapped into the level of understanding I have now. I would not have built my business. I would not have started fighting, winning belts, and producing results in my life. And I had a small decision to make in that van on the way home from work, from the work site. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember on my phone next to my manager when he was driving, and I was looking at how to apply for the army. And I pondered on it. But that's what self-doubt does. It makes you change the avenue that you're going down. It makes you change the direction. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you follow the masses instead of following an internal voice. Now, let me tell you something else. Your instinct. Listen to your instinct. Be guided by the voice within. But you can only be guided by the voice within if you're truly taking life on and you're using your mindset and you're operating your mindset and you're seeking truth. Because when you're doing that and you're truly living in the way of progression and you're doing the things that you know that you should be doing, then you will be guided. And that's what I'm speaking about when opportunities will present themselves. But the fear that you feel towards building your new life is natural, okay? But that fear is not a roadblock. That fear is only there because it's something new. Something that's going to truly challenge you. It's going to show you parts that are weak that you need to develop. But most men fold there and they opt in for the easy life, the easy paycheck, the easy job, right? Not challenging themselves at all. Waking up late, going into work with low energy, right? Coming back from work, sitting on the couch, ordering on the takeaway with the missus for the third night in a row, putting on the weight, and that's their life. And when someone challenges them on their results, or when they are not achieving the results that they want, they have alibis, they have excuses on why they never got to the end destination or achieved the selective outcome. Now, it does not matter what you've been through. I have been to hell and back. I grew up with nothing. I get nothing handed to me. I get kicked out of school. I get asked to leave from school. Right? I get involved in drugs. I get involved in alcohol. I lived in high stress and anxiety through my full childhood and teenage years. Right? I was not meant to build my own business. I was not meant to lead guys to achieving results and getting in the best shape of their life. Right? I was not meant to be doing the things that I was doing today because I was destined to be a complete failure. So do not give me an excuse that X, Y, and Z happened in the past and you can't achieve your results. Because in my book, it's a poor excuse. And that's the reason why you're not taking the risk that I'm speaking about. Now, your family, your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, they will respect you more. Not because the things that you're obtaining, right? But it's because of the man that you're becoming. If you're putting on weight, right? If you're not living up to your high standard, if you are falling short on the things that you want to do, if you're telling them that you're going to do something, you're not following through with it, how can they respect you? My values and standards are that we need to leave a legacy. We need to create a lasting impact. We need to influence towards the greater good. And we can only do that when we are at our best, when we are truly living at our best. So, men, take risks, walk through the fear, because your life, or the other life that you want, is on the other side of it. And it's closer than you think. I guarantee it. But if you ever find yourself in a position where you feel like you're going to quit and self-doubt comes in, just remember the story that I told you when I was sitting in the work van coming back from the work site and I was debating on quitting, right? Right there and then. Even though that I put a good year into my studying and things along those lines, even though I was enthusiastic about the direction I was heading, because I was not seeing the opportunities there, I was about to quit. Remember that story for me, okay? So when you're making progress and things aren't going with the speed that you expect, understand that they will eventually play out if you hold faith and if you walk towards the fear and if you back yourself. It's as simple as that. If anything resonated, comment in the comments section below. Also, check out our new series on the road to becoming a pro boxer. Episode 2 literally dropped today. I'm going to be showing you the training, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, what it truly takes to build towards to becoming a pro boxer. The training, the mindset, the belief, the fights, and the whole aspects of it all going on. You'll enjoy the series, and we've got many more episodes coming out soon. And yeah, anything resonated, comment in the comment section below.